Hello, hello. Good morning. All we need to know is how are you? I'm okay. Yeah, I got stopped out yesterday at the bottom again. Well, not stopped, I closed. I would have gotten stopped on these weeks. And then the bounce, of course. But yeah, I'm back in along here. So yeah, I hope we squeeze. And to be honest, I think we squeeze. Anyways, the bias yesterday was right. I've been bullish during this entire chop period at 38k. And I think ultimately I will be right, but yeah, we'll have to see. But anyways, I'll cover everything in 8 minutes. Bonjour, Crypto Sarah. El Romano. Buenos días. Rui, what's up? Goedemorgen, GP or GP. Ryan. Hello, hello. Appreciate the art. Renatko, what's up? Cheba, guten Morgen. HC, love the chill. Captain George, Captain Renatko, feeling any better after COVID? Yeah, man, I'm still a little bit sick, but it's fine. Don't forget to take profits for rent. No. Good hourly close coming up. Why you have been bullish bias while everyone else is bearish? Well, that's the exact reason I am. Partly, of course, because everyone's bearish, shorting into the lows, into support. And those are exactly the ingredients you want to look for when looking for a squeeze. How was your vacation? It was really nice, thank you. Just only trading Bitcoin and ETH at the moment. Just Bitcoin, yes. Good morning, looking forward to your comment on the charts. Hope you get well soon. Yeah, thank you. We'll get started in just 5 minutes. At 11, letting as much people join as possible, and then we'll get into it. Are you aware of FOMC meeting? Yes, I am, but I don't really care. Well, don't really care. I mean, I'm not gonna base my trades off of that news or anything. That news will probably just accelerate the move or just bring some volatility, but the outcome should be the same anyways. Very good hourly close coming up. Coming into key resistance though. Just gonna set some limits. Okay. Good morning, Nate. Monday, hi, baby. Yeah. Is this, wait. Yeah, this is Monday, hi. You're right. All right. Hold on. So it's 11, so I guess we'll get started. First things first, thanks to the sponsor of the video, which is PrimeXBT. PrimeXBT is an online exchange where you can trade crypto indices like the S&P, or commodities like gold, silver, stuff like that, as well as Forex. All on a single exchange. You can set your account in Bitcoin as collateral, or in USDT, or in much more cryptocurrencies. I have a link in the description, as well as a promo code which you can use to get up to $7,000 in bonus. So it's definitely worth checking that out. Link is in the description. Show them some love. Follow them on Twitter. Okay, so thanks to them for sponsoring. All right, so Bitcoin. Starting off on a clean chart here, as always, marking out the monthly range, weekly range, whatever you want to call it, all-time high, From here we dipped, decent pullback. From this we went back to the highs, swept the highs. So that means this is range low, this is range high swept, range lows unswept. Are we going for the sweep of range lows? Well, nobody knows, okay? A lot of people constantly keep calling for those lows, but in my opinion, they definitely, there's nothing that says that they have to get swept, okay? Of course they can, and if we do so, I will probably be buying spots down here. But yeah, let's not call for those lows as long as we're trading on supports, in my opinion, okay? So the area that I was watching from the previous videos was this one. So this consolidation, this last downside candle or bearish, well, red close candle before we saw this significant upside towards these highs. And that was the sweep or the deviation above the highs into the mid-range that led to this downside again, okay? So this was the origin of this move, so that's gonna be support on the way down. That's exactly where we're trading at right now. So I was bullish during this consolidation down here. Now what's the lower time frame range? Well, let's first set this range, right? So that's range high. You could either argue and take this as a range low. Why? Because downside, 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 and then from this low we went in one pump. Well, this was the low where we saw a decent bounce towards this high, then failed to sweep the lows, swept the highs, and now we're downtrending again, okay? That mid-range is gonna be pivotal. Gonna draw that out, and as you can see, been acting as support here, resistance here, resistance here, resistance here. Just some chop around there, and now, yeah, it's basically chopping around there. Now the low time frame range on the 4 hour that I'm watching, well, that I've been watching for quite a while, is gonna be this one as a range low and this as a range high. Now, why are these levels key, right? We went down from here, down, 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 and then from this low we saw a decent bounce, exactly the same as our higher time frame range. From this low to this high, from this high we went back to the lows, swept the lows, deviated the lows, whatever, and then went straight back up to the highs, deviated or swept the highs, and then back down again. So that tells us that this range is set, okay? And as you can see, those levels clearly acting as pivots. So support, resistance, back above, support, failed, broke back below, resistance, resistance, and now we're coming into that level again, right? So those levels key. And then on the even lower time frames, as you can see, as we came into that area where everyone's calling for new lows right here, we kept sweeping or deviating the lows, so you could draw all of these levels out as well, which are gonna be acting as key support, okay? And as you can see, we're finally getting some relief, some bounce here from these lows. So what am I watching? As long as we hold, let's draw out the daily, weekly, and monthly open, coming in right at these range low levels, sorry. So as long as we're trading above these levels, I think we'll be making our way towards first these highs and then these highs up here into 41.5, okay? And that's gonna be key. So decent risk reward here for longs, in my opinion, if you keep your stops below the monthly open, below the daily open, and target up here that solid risk reward. Could even target higher, but we'll have to see about that. What's the invalidation? Clear. If we start breaking below here and start closing candles, a wick below here is what I could see. Why? Because we failed to sweep this low, previous week's low. So we have clean lows to the downside. So I could see one more sweep, which would be unfortunate because I have my stop below the daily open. But anyways, if we do this and close back above, then nothing wrong with longing again. Stops below here, target up here. Okay, now if we start closing below the daily and the monthly open, then I think we'll start accelerating and at least go for these lows into this key level. Okay, and then if it dumps below here, then it's probably off to 33 and even lower. Okay, so that's the bearish scenario. Now what if we hold above? So what's resting above us? This area, this order block is gonna be key, I think. Why? Nice confluence around that area with OTE from the last leg down, which is this. Why this one? Fuck's sake. Why this one? So this was the last leg down before we saw the bounce. Okay, from this high we went in one swing to this low. So where are you gonna draw OTE? From this high to this low, and then OTE comes in at 39,485.5. okay, well, approximately. So that OTE area lines up perfectly with this 4-hour order block up here. So that's gonna be key. And that's gonna be my first target for longs. I have some limits in this area to close out some longs, some long exposure, since I think that's gonna be key resistance. We also have our low time frame range, low, high. So it would be classic to sweep the highs if you failed to close above and to keep up the momentum and break higher. We'll probably be seeing some downside after, which is why I'm going to close some up here. Okay, so that's first target for longs. If we start breaking above here, okay, then I think we will start attacking these highs here into here, 40.8, and then into our key range high level 41.5, which lines up beautifully with this supply distribution area. Okay, so clean low time frame range here, high swept downside. So bears are gonna defend this area for their shorts. Okay, excuse me. So with that being said, so as I said, above 39.5, it's off to 41.5. If we start breaking above 41.5 and start closing some strong candles above here, then I think we'll be trading towards the yearly open and the quarterly open, which are at around 45k, and then that's gonna be the next big boss. Okay, so if we zoom out to the daily, you can see that's our range high level from back here that got swept, lines up with supply as well. So then that's gonna be key. So low time frame, key resistance at 41.5, and above there on a daily basis, then we can start talking about 45, 46. And then once we get back above here, then I think it's off to these equal highs, into all of these highs, into 60k. But yeah, pretty early to start talking about that. But those are pretty much the areas I'm watching. I'm currently long. I was long yesterday. I had my stop. So I was long from here. Had my stop, I think, below this low. So I closed it around here, I think, before the full stop out for another loss. I'm currently in a losing streak. But I longed this morning again from somewhere around here. As I said, first target is OTE and this 4-hour block, and then start talking about that. But yeah, so I'm long. If we lose the daily open and the monthly open, yeah, I'll probably get stopped. But then we'll have to see if it's a sweep. Things still look good for higher. If it's not a sweep and we start closing below here, then we probably accelerate to the downside. Okay. But yeah, as I said, the areas I'm watching, 39.5 first for a sweep and then maybe revert back to the lows. If not, and we show real strength, it's probably off to 41.5. Above 41.5 for swings on the daily, it's off to 45.46. And that's going to be massive resistance. If we break back above here, then we can start talking about 55 into 60k. So yeah, those are the upside. Yeah, and then downside objectives. These lows, as I said, first could see something like this where we accelerate, boom, then low, long wick, so into here, and that this holds. If it does, start looking for longs again, break below here, then we probably attack this, and might even go for that much bespoken, or how do you say it, range low on the weekly. But yeah, it's way too early to start targeting 28k. It was classic again how everyone was fucking bearish again, talking about the lows again, talking about range lows. It's, yeah, it's actually insane. But yeah, can't say much because I closed my long at the bottom. But yeah, we'll see. Can make it good maybe with this long. We'll have to see about that. But yeah, with FOMC, gotta be careful, gotta take profits when we have them, and not be too greedy. So, the chat, is that clear for everyone? And do you have any questions on anything? Clear, boss. What was the low time frame trigger that made you long today? Well, I was bullish yesterday already. Just this structure, right? It's classic when something's bottoming and when you can expect a big move to the upside, you will see that it tries to convince you that it's gonna break down, but every time it tries to do so, it fails, right? So aggressive downside, everyone calling for lows, bounce. Aggressive downside, everyone calling for lows, just a sweep, bounce. And like that, it's always the same. And you have to be careful because, yeah, if you long all of these and put your stops always below the lows, then you get stopped out every time. And that's why, pretty much why I've been chopped up here as well. Because I think this structure, this whole structure, will resolve in an upside move towards at least 41.5. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we trade towards 45 in the coming weeks to months. But it is difficult to catch the actual move because of the price action at the bottom, right? Identifying that this is bottoming, if it is, I'm not saying it is, but I think it is. So, but identifying that it is bottoming is one thing, but correctly trading it and correctly catching the move without getting stopped 15 times before is a whole other thing and is way more difficult. So yeah, I could have been right on all of this and on longing all of this when we suddenly see pumps on several days towards 45, and I can start gloating on Twitter like I called it. But yeah, as if you don't catch the move, there's no point, you know. It's about your trading, and if you, yeah, it's not easy to catch the actual move, like I said, because they try to convince you to that it's gonna break down, and it could break down, of course, but the longer it holds here, the more likely I think we squeeze upwards. Difference between a sweep and a deviation. In my eyes, I mean, everyone sees it differently, but in my eyes, sweep and deviation is exactly the same. And what it means is taking stops above a key high or a key low. And you could argue that, for example, a sweep is when you wick above and close below, but it's also relative because, like, if you zoom out on a deviation, it's gonna look like a sweep. So it's not about how it looks, it's about what it has done, right? And what it has done is taking stops above a key high or below a key low. And it doesn't matter if it closes above or closes below it, because yeah, it has the same outcome. Thanks for the stream. What are the typical signs of weakness you would look for at 39.5, 41.5? Something like this, or yeah, something like this, or something like this. And what I mean with that is failing to break higher. So if we do this, sweep, and then break back below, that would already be bearish. But for example, up here, if we see something like this, and then consolidate, and then it pumps without sweeping these lows, and sweeps the highs and gets back below, then that's your short, boom. If it does this, and first sweeps the lows, then liquidity is resting higher, and then there's the higher chance that we'll be breaking through. But if you grind up, right? If you grind up and make a series of higher lows, and then sweep the highs once more, then there's a higher chance that it's a wick and that you'll just revert back down. That's how I see things. If price does this and takes the lows first, then it has more fuel to break through. So it depends what it does up here. Something like this could be a nice short, even just for a quick scalp or a quick day trade, right? Just like here. Or let me look for a better example. Yeah, like here. As you can see, it didn't take much liquidity to the downside, and then swept all of this at once, and then just boom, as you can see. While if it would have done this, first do this without sweeping the highs, then there would have been a bigger chance that we would break through. Makes sense? Could you do a macro view? Yeah, well, so I just posted on Twitter about that, where I said the premiums pretty much lost their value on the lower time frames, in my opinion. So on the hourly and stuff like, let me take the chart actually. But that they can give you a clean view on the higher time frames of what price is doing, or what price is trying to tell you. Like, as you can see, whenever these are green, that means that spot prices are trading below perpetuals. Okay, what does that mean? Spot isn't really following the move, which is showing weakness. Okay, and those areas, whenever you have them, generally tend to mark out the tops, and whenever you have big red bars on this, that means that spot is trading far above perps, which means price spot is pushing price up, okay, or price or spot is holding price up. And as you can see, I've drawn these lines here where you can see that big green, boom, retrace, big green, retrace, retrace. Here, these spikes, green, boom, downside, red area, what followed, big upside, green area, what followed, downside. So it doesn't necessarily tell you anything, but in my opinion, in general, buying down here with this kind of premium is never a bad idea. I mean, and even if you target these lows, are you really gonna risk missing out on... I mean, if you're targeting new highs, right? If you're targeting 90k, for example, are you gonna risk missing out on a 130 percentage move just to get a 20% better downside and better entry? That doesn't make any sense, in my opinion. So buying spot here, just average in. If this is the bottom, happy days, you have profit. If it's not, just buy more down here. You know? Especially with this premium. And yes, you could have been buying the bottom from back here and down here, but even then, if you bought here, averaged lower in here, right, you're already in profit, and it's not worth it risking missing out on the opportunity just for a couple percentage more to the downside. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense, but that's how I see it. So hello, Sir Peter. You'll be able to rewatch later, so no worries. Flat bottom on the 6-hour candle, yeah. I mean, I don't really like the daily structure as well. This right here, it would have been better if you would have swept this low and done this. Then it would have looked more, yeah, even healthier. Because now, I mean, the daily barely has a wick to the downside. We just shot up in one shot. That's also why I'm definitely gonna be taking some profit if we sweep this high. Just in case that we do this, right? This is a valid range. In case we do this. And then, boom, go for the lows again. And then it's possible that we do this and then see the real move. Who knows? Nobody knows. Because yesterday everyone calling for the lows. Today I wake up and all of Twitter is instantly bullish again. So wouldn't be surprised also with the FOMC volatility if we get nasty wicks and if we get chopped the fuck up. So if we do this, boom, fuck everyone up, and then maybe consolidate a little. So everyone's like, I don't know, I don't fucking know what's going to happen, and then we see the move to the upside, the squeeze. Definitely wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, who knows? If you're here, please feel free to leave a like also on the stream. Helps my channel a lot. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already, so you get a notification when I go live. Let's get to 30 likes at least. What happened to Lucid? I have no idea, bro. Haven't spoken to him in months. So no clue. So yeah, I'd be surprised if this accelerates to the downside from here. I think this is a bear trap, and we go for 41 at least. But as I said, maybe going straight up from here is too easy for bulls, since everyone who's been longing in here got a free ride. But yeah, you could argue the same for bears, that bears are trapped down here and that we can't revisit this to not give them a chance to get out. I mean, yeah, anything can happen. But as I said, I think some more upside here is likely. But I wouldn't be surprised if we revisit these lows and then go from there. But yeah, as I said, I'm long. Gonna TP some up here and then I'll see what happens. If we shoot up during FOMC, I'll probably at least take half off and then see, maybe reload on dips. But yeah, bulls, sorry, probably gonna wanna defend this area, and I could also see dips in this getting aggressively bought if we get wicks during FOMC, because everyone who's been shorting last night thinking that we would break down was shorting here, right, during this low time frame consolidation. So as you can see, we had some consolidation here. Everyone who shorted this is underwater right now. So if we get significant dips into this area, those people are want to get out, right? Which will result in buy orders from here to close their shorts, which could lead to the squeeze then from there. Well, probably not straight up squeeze, but at least a bounce. How long did it take you to become profitable? Over a year. Over a year and a half, probably. What do you think about Trader SZ? He's pure gold, man. He's one of the best traders I know. What about high block? Where is liquidity? Let's take a look. Yeah, so that's also a big reason that I instantly longed again, because we have some clean levels resting to the upside here. As you can see, those are 100x's and those are 50x's, which I think at least get taken. That's also why I looked at these when I placed my limits. I have them right below here and some in here, I think, maybe some above as well. But yeah, that's why if we do this and then snap back below, that could lead in a little squeeze to the downside, okay? And then, as I said, maybe to here and then bounce again. So that's gonna be key level, and this area is gonna be key level. Above here, I think it's gonna be a real squeeze, and below here, yeah, that wouldn't be too great as well. And see the area 41.5, really nice confluence as well. Again, took all of the lower liquidation levels here, as you can see how beautifully they work. Boom, into these, big bounce, into these, big bounce, well, big. So now we have these and these, which are beautiful targets for longs. These ones lining up beautifully with that range high level. right? So that's this level. This level here. Okay, that's the same one here. Lining up beautifully with these liquidations, and then these highs here and here lining up with these ones. So that's why I could see the bigger squeeze, you know, and I think it's gonna come, and we will be trading towards 41.5 in the near future, but it's just not sure if we do it from here or if we do this and then do it, which is why I'm gonna take partial profits here, and in case we squeeze, happy days, and in case we break back below and go for another retest, then I at least took some profit, and yeah, we'll see from there. Makes sense? Great stuff. Thanks, man. Thanks for the great help in the group. Hey, no worries, man. If you have any more questions on anything, feel free to ask. Do you have a free group? Nope. It's not free. It's $200 a month. Well, a month if I perform well. Right now, I'm not doing too great in the markets. I've been, yeah, pretty much losing my last couple trades, so it's been rough. It's been rough, but that's part of the game, you know. And I've had this before where I had difficulties in the market, but always bounced back stronger. So I'm sure that's what's going to happen again. Shazat, yo, what's up? It's not a single group, no. I post my analysis and trades there. But yeah, it's more about the reasoning, and I explain why I take my trades and talk about risk management and about the different concepts I use and stuff like that. There's a link to my website in the description as well, by the way, if you want to check it out. What do you think about Luna at the moment? Or you don't do alts? Nope, only Bitcoin now. As long as your P&L graph is showing higher lows, everything's fine. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you just need to be prepared for a losing streak. Everyone is gonna have them, and anyone saying they don't, this is just a LARP. It happens. You just need to be prepared for it, and when it happens and you keep losing, you gotta reduce your risk until your mind feels healthy in the game again. Because sorry, you'll see, even when I have like 3 or 4 losing trades, I'm gonna be scared on the fifth one. Well, scared. I'm not gonna feel too confident because of those 3 or 4 losses. And that can fuck with your analysis sometimes, which is why you need to reduce risk. And once you're feeling confident again, then go back up again. That's how I do it, at least. Are you interested in buying alts when Bitcoin macro confirms the bullish trend? Nah, I've never been a fan of accumulating alts. I just trade the charts, and when there's decent swings coming up, I might look to buy some, but like accumulating them, no, that's not for me. I'm mostly trading Bitcoin anyway, so I've always been better at trading Bitcoin than altcoins. I hate trading altcoins, to be honest. My timing with alts is always wrong. But on Bitcoin, yeah, I've been watching these charts for ages now, for 5 years or something. Yeah, and that gives you a nice advantage over some of the newer players in the game. You just get to know this little bitch. All liars, all lose, only post profits, all Twitter. Yeah. Yeah. Trader SE revealed $1 million profit on Twitter last month. Not sure. Yeah, possible. Yeah, that challenge, or yeah, I think I remember. Like the video if you haven't already. Please, please, like. What would you say to people in general calling for a bear market and 20k targets? I don't see it happening. Nah. 20k isn't coming. You can keep waiting. But it's not gonna happen. I don't think so, at least. Like the risk reward for longs sub 30k is so good for the bigger guys that, and the risk reward for shorts, like, think about it like this: who shorts below 30k? Nah, I don't see it happening. Or maybe if we do this and distribute for a longer time period and retest this and then break down, then I think the chances of going there would increase. But personally, I don't think it's happening. Because like everyone who's been shorts from here or from here even, do you think, let's say you're short hedged or something from up here and price now dumps and comes below these lows, are you gonna hold your entry from 62k and not close here just because you're targeting another 5% dip and risk all of this in case we squeeze back up? I don't think so. So then they are gonna start closing here. I don't know. Nah, it's difficult to explain, but I don't think 20k is coming. And I think if it comes, it would be truly fucked. Is liquidation levels on BitMEX better than on Bybit? It's pretty much the same. On the chart you only have BitMEX, but on these you have BitMEX and Bybit, but they pretty much line up exactly. Most of the time they do, at least. Let's see. See, so above these highs and then a little higher up. Oops. What's this? Huh? I'm not sure what's happening, but I think this is bugged. Let's see, tier 2. Yeah, it's bugged. Maybe on alpha. There we go. Yeah, see? So liquidation levels resting above the highs and then a little higher up. So it's exactly the same pretty much. 100x resting above the highs and then those 50x's resting around 39.5. So they line up a lot of the times. Agree, man, you have been a healthy and fresh view on the market compared to others. Thanks, man. I would like to see a flush to 35-ish. Yeah, 35 is a different story that I could definitely see, but 20k is too much to ask, I think. But hey, anything can happen, right? And you've got to be ready for anything. But yeah, if we dip from here without sweeping this liquidity, then I think dips within this area are for buying. Then I think we do this and then grind up from there. And then from here we'll have to see. Right, so any more questions? Otherwise I'll hop off. Don't wanna get this video too long for the people who wanna rewatch later. Everything clear? I think I've explained most of what I wanted to say. Gave my objectives to the upside, to the downside. And yeah, I think that's clear. All right, then again, thanks to Prime XBT. Check them out. The link is in the description. $7,000 in bonus That's really nice. So feel free to make an account using the link below. Thanks to them for sponsoring. Thank you guys for coming. If you haven't already, feel free to leave a like, subscribe to my YouTube. And yeah, we'll see each other in the next one. Peace.